Lots of people coming back from military. This man, one of them. And also already a fierce competitor once again. Guess that is the upside, right? Of not being the game with the most uptick in, like, new blood. Especially in the Korean scene, right? Very difficult to still find new players. I think we're going to see, like, a lot of new players in the Chinese region. As the game is seemingly picking up steam there. I would imagine that we might have, like, a passing of the torch at some point when a new generation in China... If that is actually becoming a thing. I think so. Let me see Coffee actually again. How old is Coffee? Yeah, he's only 21. He's born in 99. It's not insanely young, but it's still pretty young, right? He has been playing since 2016 though, for a while, so yeah. But, regardless. There seems to be a bit more of an uptick there. I wouldn't be too surprised to suddenly see a passing of the torch going around. And having the new up-and-comers being the players from China. Or the new scene to beat. But, right. So, I was talking about the upside of having that as well. Is that we have all these players that we know and love going to military. Coming back and being like, oh, you know what? Still a very similar surrounding, yeah. All these players I've played before, I kind of know who they are. I could just jump back into this game, I suppose. And a lot of players are doing just that, so... Really cool to see. Allows us to have that joyous return whenever a player comes back. It's almost as if Korea does it to keep the esports scene well fresh and proper, you know, open for exploitation when the highest nerd on the block becomes someone having to do military service all of a sudden. Ooh, nice catch on that creep tumor there. Juking and jiving around the hatchery, finds himself the first creep tumor of hopefully many for Gumiho. RAGNAROK trying his best to kind of keep those creep tumors on the edge. That one should finish up, I think, if the queens are moving in. Oh, that was close. That was one shot off, but did finish, and that is the important bit. It's going to start spreading that creep. We'll be able to try and expand on it pretty soon. Which is the most important bit. I mean, he put his creep tumor here and it still got sniped. That is rather ridiculous, actually. Like, you see the creep tumor here and you're like, alright, that's a safe creep tumor, right? That should not be picked off. That is with so much creep in front of it. But he put it here and it still got picked up. It's like, alright, how far back do I need to put these first creep tumors? In order to 100% guarantee that I won't get shot down. Good scouts here with this speedy overlord, seeing the construction of extra barracks, the third base already being available. Cloak being upgraded also here for Mr. Gumiho. He does have himself a single Banshee after all. It's only a single Banshee, nothing too crazy. Went for a Viking afterwards. Already to spore there with a queen as well. It's the first attempt of the Banshee. Not really a lot of success being booked there. Very solid just defense there from RAGNAROK. Without too much hassle. Just had his screens at the right place. Spore crawler there, and yeah, he hardly has to pay any attention to it. Five Hellions here. That could be a scary rotation, actually, towards the third base. The path that they're on right now. The Zerglings, where are they? Busy destroying a rock. The Overlord here now gets the first glance at them. Looks like Ragnarok does see it in time, and the Zerglings will be here in the correct place as well. Keeps everything secure. Alright. Alright. 63 workers versus 63. Should be pretty good here for Gumiho. But that fourth base for Ragnarok has just finished off, of course. Very good catch on those Hellions here. All of them go down. The Banshee, the only real tool for harassment right now, is still standing. Which means the next bit of damage, most likely, if it is going to occur, is going to have to occur here with these types of pushes. Or medevac drops. Circling drops also going to be attempted here, but that is a Viking. The Viking, oh, is trying to chase that Overseer. Oh, he doesn't see. He doesn't see. Alright, he's not paying attention to that. Could be rough. No vision up here either, so he could do a free unload. We'll need to keep in mind that he has to defend this bottom area at the same time as well, of course. That is a mean siege tank placement. That is a cruel one at this moment in time. Unless if you send those Zerglings through the top, of course. Could just go in right now and most likely get it. Zerglings in the main base, especially then if you manage to get those attacks going at multiple places at once, right? That's the dream situation. The Terran really tax out their multitasking here. Okay, in come the Banelings. The Banelings may want to start turning around pretty soon. No, they are going to try to commit here. Don't quite get a connection onto the Marines. But does force the lift off. I think that was still a pretty effective trade there for Gumiho, especially taking out so many Banelings. He took out like 10 Banelings as they were trying to roll into the Marines. Gumiho a little bit behind now on the economy though. He's going to have a less high economy. Less high income overall. Especially with base number 5 for Ragnarok now finishing up. Ragnarok may have not been as efficient, but he's going to start making up for that pretty soon here with his superior economy. ITaX coming in as well. +2/+2. This is actually a lot sooner for Gumiho here. That could be quite frightful. Not sure if Ragnarok is going to have the stuff required to maintain this position. The upgrade's not yet completed. Okay, they will be completed the next time Ragnarok tries that though. It's moving back once again. Uncertain about where and when he wants to have this fight happen. Uncertain perhaps as well still where exactly Gumiho is pushing from which every direction. Could always still be 2 or 3 more medevacs somewhere loaded up. Quickly went elsewhere. Or just a couple of Marines running into a base that you've just freshly started building. It's a full wall of that. The Zerglings wisely retreat. Base over here, that is cancelled. No kills, so at least that happens for Ragnarok right there. Also finds a lot of Marines on the top right side. Bottom left. Oh, that is, there we go. You see, that is what Kofi wanted to do as well when he was there, but he just didn't have the numbers, nor the upgrades, right? +2/+2 versus 1/1 right now in favor for Gumiho. Takes the 4th base. Gumiho does on the middle high ground. A very solid base to take. You can set up your defenses here. Sensor towers, missile turrets, the planetary, the whole shebang. And then pretty much for free you can start grabbing that one behind it as well. Gumiho in a very comfortable position here to do so. Man. He's desperate to try and get some more creep outs into this location here. But every time those creep tombs, they are getting dismantled. Still pure Zergling Baneling here up until the moment where we are going to be going into Ultralisk. They are getting very close. The Vipers are here now as well. go. Base in the top right side. Zerglings, they manage to secure it. Take a lot of kind of hits though with them. Trying to secure that area. Banshee indicating a quite a tragic weakness of this army composition of Ragnarok. Cannot shoot upwards by any means necessary. No matter how much those Zerglings and Ultralisks will try, it's just not gonna happen. Right, now we've entered a different type of stage for Ragnarok. He has his entire ground force here. He has absolutely everything he wants tech-wise, but he still needs these upgrades to really solidify this army. But with the Ultralisk here, I mean, he could start looking for some run-bys here and there that are a lot more terrifying to having to deal with than if it were just Zerglings and Banelings. More droppage happening on the 6 o'clock right there, waiting for the hatchery to almost be completed. I think he wanted to go for the kill there, but Ragnarok in time still managing to cancel it in the end. A couple of sprints with the Spore Crawler there, looking to hold this base off for a little while. Army of Ragnarok should be close by enough as well to just hop on over and help out this area after the spines are gone. Look at how quickly he starts rebuilding those spines, actually. That is crazy. He started rebuilding them as the Zerglings weren't even there yet. Right? He's like, alright, well, the drone will have to move. That is going to be about this much time. The Zerglings and stuff are, well, just about here. Yeah, that should be okay. Should be okay. And they are really just trying their utmost hardest here in this series of Romanticide. Neither of them giving out too much ground. I'm leaning a little bit more towards Gumiho's position. I like it a bit better. Just because he's so incredibly well defensively set up. Doesn't seem like that much of a struggle for him to grab these other 3 bases. Like this one, to deny this one. It's not that far of a push. It's very doable. And then the bottom 2 ones here. As long as he, you know, if this does go to an extremely long game, those are the 3 bases that are, you know, that he's going to have to try and take in order to guarantee victory here. But let's see. Ragnarok tries to find some SCV damage here, but there's not that many of them around. Quick turnaround, hoping to catch the Marines off guard. Will not be able to work out in his favor either. Burrowing the Lings wherever he can. Not a great run by, but frees up some supply, and that is going to allow him to build up some Infestors here. And as well, Corruptors. Very cool. Very cool. Always nice to see Ragnarok going for those spellcasters as well. I think he really, he kind of looks up to Dark in a way, I think, because this is very similar to how Dark usually plays with, like, Infestors, Vipers, Queens, all the spellcasters you can have. How many Queens are we on? We are on 7 Queens still. They are still marching about. Going for Neural Parasite as well. That is a nuke right now. Where is that? We missed it, but... well. Didn't know where the Ghost Academy was. Didn't think we were going to see a nuke, actually. Those... okay, the drones are safe. There's a lot of stuff happening. My god, that's a lot of stuff happening. My god, that's a lot of stuff happening. 1 Marine in the main base. It's the worst, right? When it's like 1 low HP Marine, it's like, oh, that really shouldn't be there anymore. Still there. I'm gonna keep that selected to see when it dies. Is it another drop? Oh, it's the Ghost, alright. And now we have this happening, alright, here we are. Wrap around on the top right side, trying to get on top of the siege tanks. A nice yoink there from the Vipers. Blinding Cloud, perhaps? No, will not go for it just quite yet. Still 2 more siege tanks there, as well as the Planetary Fortress. Actually, make that 3, never mind 5, 6 siege tanks. Is there more? How far does this go for? Alright, no, that's it. Man. Marauders and Marines just barely a little bit short on taking out another hatchery here. Will be safeguarded by Ragnarok for now, but the corner top right base still uncaptured. Bottom left side also still up for grabs. I do think you need to take that. Okay, yeah, he is. It's just probably a little bit of a mismanagement of that drone movement. Oh, battle cruisers. Oh, that is an interesting switch up here. Very cool. Right, we are just taking it as late game as we can go. Wow. Another great takedown of a planetary fortress here. Worker count for Gumiho is starting to plummet a little bit. Now, he does have an awful lot of orbitals, so it's not the worst case scenario for him, right? Just kind of means he has more supply for his army composition. And, oh, those ghosts. Those ghosts. They are not allowed to die that easily. They need to manage their snipes. There we go. Okay, that is just instantaneously everything explodes. Very well done. Very well done. Another drop over here. Oh, some sort of an attack. Nice bit of spell casting going on for Ragnarok, though. This is an insane game. These guys are really going at it. A lot of players would have died a couple of times over or just rolled over and die at some point here, but neither of these players willing to give an inch. And the supplies here for Gumiho, they are looking a bit frightful. How many orbitals exactly does he? He has 9. He has 9 orbitals. One of them is flying up in the sky, which is really bad. But he has 9 of them, so I mean, yeah, I would be okay with like a 50 SCV count here. I think 37 is cutting it a little bit close. But at least he's going to be able to make like an entire battlecruiser fleet here. Oh, okay. He's not even hiding the battlecruisers, actually. Thought that he would. Guess he decided that he just doesn't have the money quite yet. After all those planetary fortresses went down, all the SCVs with them, it does seem like he's a bit strapped for cash. Maybe it was a bit too ambitious to already go for the switch up that heavily committed, right? I mean, there's 4 extra starports here now. Was that too much to go for straight off the bat? Whoa, that's just murder. That's just disgusting to see as a Zerg player. I'm sorry, but it looks really cool, don't get me wrong, but man, those are Ultralisk. Ultralisk going down with the speed of like a changeling, really. It's a whole lot of snipes. Look at this fortress up here. It's a wall of command centers. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay. Zerg here. Ragnarok once again trying to start the breaking of the back. Sees that there's more stuff coming. Yeah, he just can't finish this off right now. A couple of banelings it seems over there as well. Managing to land some hits. More nukes coming in. There is the Yamato cannon as well for the battle cruisers. You know what? Gumiho, I think he's starting to struggle more and more. His supply is scrambling up a little bit. Ragnarok just needs to be careful not to be too cost inefficient, right? That's the one way he loses this. By being like twice as cost inefficient as his opponent, which unfortunately, looking at the units lost tab right now, is actually exactly what's happening. But then again, he is denying these bases very well. So that is just insanity. It's just an insane amount of extra minerals and gas that have overall been available now. Those Ultralisks, they die so quickly. 12 of them already have been killed, sniped, tortured, all of the above. And there's a massive fungal. Oh my, if there was any type of follow-up. The Banelings aren't done yet. There's one Ultralisk stuck here that is unable to move in. And now that is so unfortunate. The Infestor's out of energy. Cannot follow up with a single more fungal. And all those ghosts, well, most of them managed to escape. That would have been a great pick-off right there. That was incredibly unfortunate for Ragnarok. But, I mean, he does save the base. He saved the base, but... Man, if he just had like that one Ultralisk extra in there, one extra fungal, just a couple of extra Zerglings there, that would have been a whole different story all of a sudden. Not sure if the end result of this game will change because of it, but man, that would have been a very, very nice blow to the army of the Terran. All right, here we go. Broodlords, the next step of the evolutionary chain. In the middle of the map, they have acquired their space and are looking to start pressing in here. Gumiho decides, you know what, if you are looking to take the middle, I'll just start taking away the top right side here. It's a pretty small cluster of units here on the left side getting knocked out. There is 130 army supply now for Gumiho overall, though, in total. Which is quite a bit. Especially considering Ragnarok only has, well, about 90 right now. You would say that Gumiho, as long as he has everything together, should be able to get himself ahead in this fight. But he does seem to be struggling a little bit against these Infestors. Not as comfortable with just pushing in as quickly as he can. Understandably so. Top right was taken out again. Bottom left side, though, has started mining. Red drones gobbling up the minerals right there. Couple of Corruptors. Trying to find loose Vikings, medevacs. Anything, really. A Raven still flying around. 17 HP. Medevac is off on a journey right here. Oh man, I hope he notices before that happens. That Spore Crawler right on its trajectory. Goes really good against the Broodlords as well, by the way. If they manage to get close by enough, should be able to just demolish those units as well. Great micro from Gumiho in the top right side. Yeah, Ragnarok. I don't know, man. It seems like he just is of the opinion that that Gumiho should just die already, and Gumiho's just not dying. Is he gonna lose these Corruptors to the nuke? Oh, fly away. Okay. Corner bases. Once again, getting destroyed. Gumiho. Maybe about 3 bases behind, but trading out twice as efficiently, you know what, does have its perks. It's a little bit less than twice, but it is rather ridiculous. And Ragnarok just can't seem to find the magic kind of end of this knot of the string. You know, he doesn't find the right string to pull on in order to untie this knot that Gumiho has kind of set up for himself. Ragnarok theoretically doing the right thing, not allowing his opponent to try and remax, keeping the base count very low for him. Has been quite successful, multiple times denying this one even as well. But he's run out of gas. His base is now dried up. The ones that were still somewhat mining have been taken away from him. Some of them now trying to be reclaimed, of course, but one of them being reclaimed by his opponents instead of himself. Brood Lords. Scary times. There's still a fair bit of minerals here, right? Look at that. Yeah, there's still about 2,000 minerals there. And, yeah, about 3,000 gas as well. No longer going to the bank of Gumiho. Is that Infestor trying to bait the Marines to move forwards? Is that what happens? Okay, the Changelings coming in to see what is what. They find themselves an awful lot of ghosts there. Now he knows where they are. He can kind of try to position himself in a different way. And that's why he's moving towards the right. Keeping the Infestors to the right side as well. Very important they do not get EMP'd. Especially all of them bunched up together. That would be horrible. But yeah, Ragnarok very meticulously here. Trying to just set up his army. Set up a way for him to take this fight. On the right side, anti-armor missiles landing on top of the Ultralisk. And they quickly turn tail and run. Does that give an opportunity for the Ghost as well in the middle? Perhaps. Ragnarok now at 140 army supply. His bank is being crumpled up rather quickly, but he has set up a very, very strong army here. He knows as long as he keeps the left side his, he managed to scrape away enough on the right side of the map, right? This entire base emptied out as well. And this one, he, well, didn't manage to do too much mining, but a fair bit. So these left side bases now are still contained and efficiently mined from by Ragnarok. That would be his ticket to victory here, perhaps. Good cleanup. Main base still under some severe threat of annihilation, though. Thoughts in the middle, the Ghost. That is terrifying. Good fungal on the Viking here. Is that going to be enough? Will that allow the Corruptors to corrupt us a little bit late to the party? But are coming in here the stronger part of the army of Gumiho. Nowhere to be found right now. Where is it? Is this it? Is this really all you have, Gumiho? Those Ghosts and the bio on the left side? What else does he have? 3 medevacs, they are over there. So no healing either going to be happening here. Great fungal on those Ghosts. They will not be running away from the Broodlings or the Brood Lords anymore. 3 Vikings attempting to snipe whatever Brood Lord they can. Ragnarok, Blinding Cloud on the Marines as the Marine stim underneath the Brood Lords. They have nowhere to go. Zerglings come in on a attempt to rescue this, salvage this mission. It looks like it will be enough. Most of those Marines are in fact Ragnaroks as well. Bottom right side. Luckily on the bottom, he is a red Zerg player. Fighting for Alpha X. Ragnarok. Top left side. That is a blue Terran player. Fighting for the Psystorm Gamers. It is Gumiho. It's going to be a little bit before the game gets as exciting as that previous one was. Wow, that was a crazy game. That was a crazy game. So many times it just went back and forth. And multiple times I thought like, alright, just threw this game. They just threw the game. Oh no, wait, they didn't. The other person just lost an entire army. Or the other person just didn't manage to find this base in time, or cancel it, or stop it from mining. Yeah. Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. StarCraft 2 provides. There we go. There we go. Still rubbing some lotion on my hand, guys. So it's a very demanding process, right? We can't really assess the situation at hand. There are 6 Zerglings running across the map. And there is only 1 Marine, and there is no wall off onto the main door towards the main base, which they just found out about. Sending the 2 links on the Marine, just barely will not be able to pick it off with the SCV helping out as well. He manages to force a cancel on that reactor. I believe it was a reactor. It was. Marine is down now. 1 Marine at a time being built. Look at the amount of SCVs is running. It's a lot of mining time gone out the window. And I have to say that works out very well for RAGNAROK here. Kicking game 2 off with quite a successful little aggressive run by. Gumiho not anticipating that and entirely blindsided by the fact. Here for good games. Lovely, lovely. Welcome everybody. Good for games here. Thank you. Thank you for switching it up. Now, with the 3 Rex play here from Gumiho, I mean, he got scouted, but it's not like you can just turn around and do something else at this point, right? You could look into, I don't know, maybe try to get a 3rd base a little bit more quickly than you would normally. Just skimp out on the Marines a little bit. Not really utilize the full production of the 3 barracks. That's annoying. That is annoying, isn't it? Is this it? Is this GG? Is that it? It's not. It's not GG just yet. Alright. Oh, man. Gumiho. His defense not looking as solid as it did the previous game. Then again, RAGNAROK really turning it up to 11 now. And a lot of Gumiho's defense was also just poking in with a bit of aggression, right? You can't really do that too much with the Marines until you have the starport. $18 more lings for RAGNAROK, with the Baneling Nest finishing up as well, but he has the lair coming in, so I don't think he's looking to do any type of aggressive thing here. He's just prepping for the defense, right? He knows there's a triple Rex, and he knows the triple Rex play it. You know, you have to try and move out here with these Marines. You don't have to move out entirely, but at least the bare minimum is that you force out more lings out of your opponent. If you just stay back at home and you never force out a, you know, a wave of lings in order to prepare for the incoming Marines, well, you're in an even rougher position then. Because guess what? Those links, they become drones. And those drones, they are a lot more valuable for the Zerg. Just gonna try to utilize the... No, okay. Well, maybe he will try to hide in the bush there for a little bit, but... not going for it. On the left side. Ooh, that is a nasty surround though. Does manage to grab a couple of the Marines. Medevac slightly out of position perhaps. Continuing onwards, getting any creep tumors that he can, of course. So far, Ragnarok not, you know, not being trifled too much. There is a big attack coming in as well, though, now for Gumiho, with even more behind this. This does look to be quite committed. He hasn't made a... Wait, he has made a third base. Okay. So it's not that committed. But he probably still would have liked it to do more than just, you know, get killed off of creep on almost entirely. He's just pushing into creep now. I'm not sure if I like that as much. I know that Ragnarok just sent in a lot of units onto you, into you, but I mean, there's still a lot more left. At least he's being decisive, right? That is very important as the Terran player here, to be decisive. Can't dilly-daddle around. Dilly-daddle. Great run by Ragnarok. Finds an open, exposed mineral line in a natural base. Immediate response from Gumiho is running back with most of his army. Trying to contain the Zergling massacre. Finds a nice pickup on some of those units as well. Sees the burrow and the links also. Won't be fooled by this, but look at the amount of breathing room Ragnarok suddenly has created for himself. Again, a lot of creeps still entirely decimated. Which could mean that there is another push coming in through those areas here. Or maybe Gumiho just looking to open up an entire new flank. I think Ragnarok caught wind of it though, seeing the army movement like this. Uncertain whether this army is going for the main base or dropping on the low ground there. Most likely it's gonna take a short brief pause here to take out this base, I imagine, or maybe just send one medevac in for this base. Bailing landmines. Not quite yet there. Right. So base number 4 is gone now. It's already a good start of this push here for Gumiho. Let's see if he tries to commit further and deeper into the main base. That's a lot of queens though. Okay, the sights against it moves back immediately. So you see, scans on the 3 o'clock to see a hatchery there. I think he's going to try to rotate around. Start picking off on that side. Oh no, he's turning around. Maybe seeing all the units there already kind of scouting where his army is moving towards. Oh, banelings. Oh, ah, no, that's a shame. So many banelings just hidden everywhere, actually. Look at that, there's more banelings here. Oh, if he starts dropping there, he could start dropping there. Oh, please tell me you're going to start dropping there, Gumiho. Okay, he's not going to anymore. Just let him. Ragnarok, trick him into dropping there. Could be a way for these landmines to hit, though, as the Zerglings and Hydra Baneling army composition comes in from the left side. Oh, never mind. They're gone now. Scan, and it's gone. A little green flash and those SCVs are gone as well. Alright, third base of Ragnarok. Still a tense kind of place here for him. Contested area. High ground, quite difficult to push a Terran off of. Which is why Ragnarok is just kind of biding his time. Trying to utilize these types of counterattacks in order to force more units backwards. Get himself more time overall. And wait for the Terran army to have to commit onto the low ground in order to try and take out this base. And that's when he should be able to really start coming in here with the army he has. Could try to set up another force as well, of course, on the backside of this Terran army. Coming in from 2 angles here could be a enormous advantage for the Zerg. Alright, here we go. Does Ragnarok have enough? I don't think so. No, when he comes in like this, the siege tank line goes on for miles, and there's so many of them. The herd siege tanks are in the back as well. Very well done. Liberators at least now have been dealt with, and that seems to be enough for Ragnarok at the time. Willing to let Gumiho breathe for a little bit longer as well. It seems like that is a pummeling he is receiving, though, to no end. And instead of Ragnarok being the player continuously persistent on, you know, doing damage onto his opponent's economy, now it's Gumiho, the player, carrying that torch. And it seems like he has managed to crack some very vital nerves and just overall bones of Ragnarok here, as he is trying to hold on for one last time here. I don't think we have the Baneling numbers, unfortunately. There's no Ultralisk either. There's no Infestus, nothing of the like. Seems like it's almost entirely up to the Hydralisk. A good Baneling run by does manage to take out an enormous amount of workers, though. That is an enormous amount of workers that has just gone down. Only 26 workers available here for Gumiho. Gumiho not left with all that much. Ragnarok giving it his absolute all, and you know what? He is slowly really putting a dent in this army of the Terran. Needs to target down those siege tanks, but doesn't quite manage to target down the final 2 remaining. More Marines stimming on forwards. This is very tense. Any unit right now, any scrap of anything being scrambled up by Ragnarok needs to be very conservative with his boys right now. Might even be okay with losing the natural base. That might be okay if he loses his hatchery, but just couldn't quite get the army there anymore. I kind of like that camera angle, actually. Let me try that again. Like this, and then we do like a scoot on by, and then you go back. Alright, yeah, that's pretty cool. Fancy stuff. We keep innovating. Just need to get a bit smoother with the horizontal drag, you know? Like, oh, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Alright. I'm gonna start practicing that then. See, casting StarCraft 2 isn't just all about communicating and talking and stuff like that, like some people might make you believe. No, I'm here to tell you, it's a lot about just finding fun camera things to do and just kind of doing that as well. Right, like, ooh, a Marine, look at that. Crazy. It isn't actually the fun part about it. Did we go... What are these lings doing here? What are all these lings doing here? What's going on? Why do you have so many of them? What's the idea here? What are you doing? He's made a lot of links. He's gonna come in here pretty soon. With speed. And there's only 3 Marines here. Hello. Hello. Oh my, that's 3 dead Marines. Oh my god, he just steps out. That's it. GG. Ragnarok. You dog. Oh, you dirty, dirty man.